Did you ever imagine you'd be working in the fashion industry?
No. Not at all.
No.
I would describe Colorifix as energetic,
pragmatic,
purposeful,
painful sometimes. We have a lot of challenges.
I would say game-changing.
Getting inspiration from nature, putting this into a microorganism, taking advantage of it with wastes that other industries don't want. Solving a pollution problem.
It's so interesting what we can do now to undo the wrongs of the past.
When we look at the origins of synthetic dye stuff, we had rivers changing colour even then, but nobody cared.
Colour's nice to see on clothing, but there is a trade-off.
We pollute upward of 6 trillion liters of water. We use 700,000 tons of dyes and several 100,000 tons of other chemicals just to get those dyes to work with the fabric.
So we take all of that away. We don't use any hazardous chemicals. We can use less energy and we can use less water. Our carbon footprints are minuscule by comparison. Every organism on Earth essentially is a machine. What we're trying to do is to make those tiny machines do what they naturally do, but perhaps do it in a different context or do it better. You look around, your bathroom and you'll see red stains. Well, guess what? There's a bacterium that's growing on your tiles that excrete color. So we knew that this sort of thing could work. All we have to do is find a color we're interested in, find the genes that are responsible for making the color. We can have those genes synthesized as pieces of DNA and then put them into our organism so it will make the same color.
The next step is to grow these engineered microbes in a fermenter, just the same as beer. Because they divide every 20 minutes, within 1 or 2 days, you go from a few tiny microorganisms to a huge vat of colourful dye liquor that you can then just put in standard dye machines.
Colorifix model is based on sound biological processes that we've now proven work. It's now our task to make sure that the rest of the world realizes that change is necessary.
The atmosphere at Colorifix is full on.
We're a small but rapidly growing company.
I think it's a bit crazy for everyone. We have scientists who are in the lab, textile experts who are running the dye machine.
People who've spent 30, 40 years in the business.
Different people from different countries, from different backgrounds. And when we work all together, I think that we can find like a synergy.
We are pushing hard in terms of doing innovative research.
This is how we are going to go further, taking risks and not being afraid.
We always wanted this technology to be a distributable technology and have as much positive social impact, creating jobs, empowering local economies as possible.
Unless everyone on Earth has access to this technology, then we've failed.
We're working on something that can really make a difference to an industry that's desperately in need of change.
Fashion and environmental problems is something that touches on everyone's lives. We have a really amazing technology. It's scalable.
The variety of colours that can be produced is quite remarkable.
The progress we've made in the last two and a half years is immense.
It's going to work. I think we're going to make a huge change in the industry.
Every single item that we end up dyeing is a little bit less pollution in the ocean. It's a little bit less global warming. It just means we have longer to stay on this earth and keep everything in some level of balance.